I walked into Bree's room a few minutes later, letting the doors shut behind me. "I'm here," I announced as I walked further into the room. Bree positioned herself deep under the covers and stared at the wall. I nodded to General Graham, who sat in the chair next to the bed, playing the events of Command Central, the nerve center of the Liberty, on the overseer. Communications, weapons, security, navigation, science, everyone busied themselves around their stations. Lieutenants rushed around gathering signatures from their superiors while others assisted the department heads in their duties. My third in command, Troy Riley, listened to status reports. It seemed like an ordinary shift in Command Central. Glancing back at me, Bree pulled back the covers and pushed herself into an upright position. She looked over at Graham. A smile tugged at her lips, her eyes and face beamed at the sight of him. She stared at him like a woman in love. Finally, Graham was in love with a woman who loved him as much as he loved her. I was happy for them. Months after Ben died in a car crash, Graham and I dated briefly, but I broke things off when I realized that I was in love with Nate. That no matter how I tried to stop it, my feelings for Nate persisted. "Preston, could Peek and I have a few minutes alone?" Bree asked, smoothed out the covers and folded the end over so that it rested on her stomach. It felt strange to hear her call him by his first name. I knew he had one and even knew what it was, but Nate and I called him by his last name, Graham. Graham hesitated a moment, gazing at Bree, then at me. He handed Bree the overseer. He kissed my cheek before brushing past me and sneaking out the doors. Bree motioned for me to take General Graham's seat. "You look like you could use time off your feet," Bree greeted, smiling, as she ran her fingers through her dark hair that flew in all directions. "How's that family of yours? How is Remy adjusting to his new home? He wants to call me Mama." "Can you believe how sweet that boy is?" I answered, putting my hands behind me to steady my body as I plopped down into the chair. I moved back, giving her a sidelong glance. "But my family is not what you wanted to see me about, is it? No, you and Jagu are in charge of the sniper shooting case, right?" When I nodded, she continued, "I want to give you a description of the person who shot me." She rubbed the back of her neck with her hands. She looked haggard, like she'd spent all night tossing and turning. Dark circles under her eyes. Lacking color in her cheeks. Other than that, Bree didn't look worse for the wear. "But he was wearing a mask, wasn't he? How did you get a clear look at him?" I had been tracking down a man who committed a string of killings in 4 states over a 2-year period.